Brakte Awa, Brakte Shai, Kalale Awa, Kalale Shai, Tawade Hawa, Tawade Shai, the burners, the apostles of James Greatness Stone. Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this work in sincerity and in honesty. Shalom to the helps and the sisters. Just meds in and a topic to do, and a meds that the times that are coming in, that are coming will be basically some terrible time, right? And we have to remember that. We have to remember that it's not going to be a walk in the park, but we will have the Lord as a protection against ending dangers, right? Or severe dangers. The Lord will guide us through if we lean on to the Lord, right? Nevertheless, some of us will be put to death, be as martyrs for this truth, right? Not for anything else, but for this truth, we'll be martyrs, right? And as martyrs, we got to believe that we are still protected by the Lord Yahweh Shai Shai, because death is not the end of life, right? Because the Lord has the power to raise up back the dead, right? So let's get in some scriptures. This is Amos 5 and verse 16. It said, therefore the Lord, the God of hosts, the Lord, said, thus wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandman to mourning, and such are as skillful to lamentation and wailing. Right, so these women are going to be crying a lot in that time, right? And we're not that far from it, because you see where things is going to get hard, courtesy of the Strait of Hormuz being closed, right? So things going to hike in price over here in Jamaica, over here in the West Indies, right? And eventually all the earth will feel the repercussion of the closing of the Strait of Hormuz. But in all that, the Lord will protect us, right? Through all the bad times that are coming up on the world, the Lord will protect us. Say, and in all vineyard shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, said the Lord. So just like in Egypt, when the Lord basically kill off Pharaoh firstborns, right? And because they had the lamb blood over their door, the Lord angels pass over the Israelites, right? It said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? Right? So you got to, in this truth, you got to understand and believe that the end is to be in the kingdom, right? Not that, oh, this is going to happen and then this world is going to go back to normal, but that anything happen, we will be translated, translated to the kingdom, right? The wrap up of Esau's Edom society and the beginning of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But these things has to come to pass, right? Troubles, as Jeremiah say, even the time of Jacob's trouble, right? That has to come to pass as well, right? So we have to go through it. We have to go through it to reach the kingdom, right? It's the day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him, right? So all these things are gotten: famine, pestilence, destruction by the swords, right? Thermonuclear destruction in America, the elites trying implementing their um, RFID chips, right, which is in the scripture Revelation 13 and verse um, 16, which is a mark of the beast, right? All that will come upon the earth, yeah, in the wrapping up of the kingdom, right? And we got to build ourselves up in this truth to be able to withstand when Esau come in here, right? As the scripture says, when the enemy rushing as a flood, the Lord shall lift up a standard, right? And Ephesians as well, when it says the wiles of the devil, um, basically suit up to basically protect yourself, or suit up in the Lord's protection to get protected when Esau Edom come with his spiritual wickedness and to implement even his RFID chip. Alright, so these are things that will happen, right? Yeah, this is Second Maccabees 7 and verse um, let's start a verse. It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be very long. I think I'm gonna try to jump through 35 of one phrase. Yeah, definitely, because I forgot to try to jump through. So this is Second Maccabees 7 and 1. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to eat swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. So yeah, when they carry us up to the torture chambers, and we tell them that yo, we're not giving in to their demands, we're not taking this RFID chip, they will do things like this, right? They will do things like this, and we got to believe that the Lord will protect us in those times, whether we die or not, because the Lord can make death have no sting, right? Make it die and it comes like you just fall into a sleep, no pain, hakuna matata, right? It said, then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which for forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the uttermost part of his body. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire, and to be fried in the pan. As the vapors of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying, Thus the Lord Yahweh looketh upon us, and in the truth had comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their face, declaring, saying, He shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first died, after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock, and when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the ear, they asked him, Will thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? Right? So they tear off this man ear, right? Scott Gully decapitated his skin from his skull and peel it back, right? So that's how harsh these judgments can come upon us in the times to come, right? Um, but he answered in his own language and said, No, wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. And when he was at the last gap, he said, Thus like a fury taketh us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who had died for his laws unto everlasting life. So yeah, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai can raise up us, can and will raise up his elect after death. And after was a third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and that right soon hold forth his hands manfully, and said courageously, These I had from heaven, and from his law I despised them, and for his law I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again. So the third say, yo, this body was given of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, right? And the Lord can give it back, right? The scripture say, Fear not him that destroy um, the body, but fear him that destroy the body and soul in everlasting torment. I think just paraphrasing, right? In so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage, for that he had nothing regarded the pains. Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and um, mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said, Thus it is good, being put to death by men, to look for hope from Yahweh, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life. Afterwards they brought the fifth also, and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king, and said, Thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh, but abide a while, and behold his great power, how he will torment thee and thy seed. Yeah. After him also they brought the six, who being ready to die said, Be not deceived without cause, for we suffer these things for ourselves, having sinned against our power. Therefore marvelous things are done unto us. But think not thou that takest in hand to strive against Yahweh, that thou should escape unpunished. But the mother was marvelous above all, and worthy of honorable memory. For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare it with a good courage, because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courageous spirit, and stirred up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach. She said unto them, I cannot tell how ye came into my womb, for I neither gave you breath nor life, neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you, but doubtless the Creator of the world, who formed the generations of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as ye now regard not your own selves of his laws for his law's sake. Now Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and an happy man if he would turn from the laws of his father, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs. So after you kill off the man's entire family, You're trying to cheer up the man. That's insane. But guess what? They're basically under pressure now because they realize say yo they have killed all his brothers and nothing, right? They died honorable deaths. So they're on their last strike now and can't bear for this one basically die an honorable death as well. And that's what will happen in the time to come. The Lord will protect his elect, and all the elect that get put up to this test will pass it because the Lord will have that protection um, to his elect, right? And where was I? Rich and happy, yeah. But when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother and exhorted her that she should counsel the young man to save his life. And when he had exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son. But she bowed herself towards him and laughed the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake in her country language, and this manner, O my son, have pity upon me, that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee such 3 years, and nourished thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the trouble of education. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that Yahweh made them of things that were not, and so was mankind made likewise. Fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death, that I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren. While she was yet speaking this word, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandments of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses. And though that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hand of Yahweh. For we suffer because of our sin, and though the living Lord be angry with us a little while, for our chastising and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants. But thou, O godless man, and for all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hope, lifting up thine hand against the servant of Yahweh. Right, so Esau is going to come again with this again, trying to kill David and the father's prophecy, and thinking that yo I'm winning because see there, if they not take it they're going to die, and that's it. But it will not be that, it will not be that. For thou has not yet escaped the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, who have seeth all things. For our brethren, whom now have suffered a short pain over our death under Yahweh's covenant of everlasting life, but thou, through the judgment of Yahweh, shall receive just punishment for thy pride. You say, but I, as my brethren, offered up my body and life for the law of our fathers, beseeching Yahweh that he should speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou by torments and plague mayst confess that he alone is Yahweh, is Yahweh, yeah, he is, and that in me and my brethren the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon our nation, may cease. Than the king being in a rage, handed him worse than all the rest, and took it grievously that he was mocked. So this man died on the file, and put his whole trust in the Lord. Last of all, after the sons the mother died. Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning idolatrous feasts and the extreme tortures. Right? So let's get on that two more precept, 2 or 1. Um, yeah, this is Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Right? I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. Right? So the Lord will basically protect us, whether by the chariots or by using our spiritual power or making death of no sting, like Stephen who got stoned but didn't even know because he was looking towards heaven, right? This is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right? So yes, a lot of scary things going to happen in the times to come, but the Lord, if we hold out to the end, we will receive a crown of life. And the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, have to put that spirit on you. Right? So we got to keep on praying and hoping that we are a part of that number. So with that, Kalalal, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Bashem Rakakodash, Shalom.